Hold on. For what? For what? For what? Bro, I'm not. Stop that. Stop that.
A South Florida rapper arrested in Wynwood last year after posting some flyers.
And now he says that officer who took him into custody crossed the line. Local 10's Ian Woggle, live in Miami with the latest on this. Ian.
So City of Miami Police Internal Affairs investigators say they don't believe the officer did anything wrong. However, the Civilian Investigative Panel, the watchdog group that looks over Miami PD, they are not so sure. And today at 5:30, they will be making their final decision on their review.
Are you authorized to put stuff on their property? Did you get out your car, bro?
The two men in this video are Landon Kinchelo and Miami police officer Pedro Nava.
I can make it move.
Kinchelo is a rapper who goes by the name Giovanni X. He was posting flyers in Wynwood for an upcoming show back in February of 2020.
Yeah, he just kind of drove by and said, hey, take that down, like on the microphone. So I looked back.
So this was February of 2020. This was before this era. This was a whole different era. Looking at this, you have to look at this case in a whole different lens, from a whole different frame than you do cases we cover now. Like, Kobe was still alive. Like, we hadn't even, most of us had just heard of this COVID thing, maybe. I don't even think so yet, but some of us, the people, like, so a certain segment of the population had heard of it. No one in George Floyd's family gave a corroded toenail about him. He couldn't borrow 50 cents from any of the people you see looking all stately in their suits at press conferences with Reverend Crump and Al Sharpton, looking all refined. He was wandering around Minneapolis being a fentanyl addict and a vagrant and a transient and a vagabond that, he was at that point. Long gone were the screwed up click days where he was a rapper in Houston. We hadn't even heard of Ahmaud Arbery yet. And found out that, it wasn't safe for joggers to jog. And we were being hunted. February of 2020 is a long time ago. And I just find it interesting that a case from then is starting to resurface now, and it'll be viewed now by people who are adjudicating this under the lens of, the Blackistanian Spring and the uprising and the post-Floyd America.
A South Florida rapper arrested in Wynwood last year after posting some flyers.
And now he says that officer who took him into custody crossed the line. Local 10's Ian Woggle, live in Miami with the latest on this. Ian.
So City of Miami Police Internal Affairs investigators say they don't believe the officer did anything wrong. However, the civilian investigative panel, the watchdog group that looks over Miami PD, they are not so sure. And today at 5:30, they will be making their final decision on their review.
Are you authorized to put stuff on their property?
Did you get out your car, bro?
The two men in this video are Landon Kinchelo and Miami police officer Pedro Nava.
I can make it move.
Kinchelo is a rapper who goes by the name Giovanni X. He was posting flyers in Wynwood for an upcoming show back in February of 2020.
Yeah, he just kind of drove by and said, hey, take that down, like on the microphone. So I looked back and I just started taking it down, and then once I took it down, he's walking up already.
But Nava wasn't satisfied, and the encounter quickly escalated.
I'm asking you to stay away. You have an ID on you? Can I see your ID?
I don't have my ID.
Okay, you can't go yet. Come here. Where are you going?
Whoa.
You're about to be detained. For vandalism.
For vandalism?
After a lot of back and forth, Nava puts Kinchelo in handcuffs.
It's gonna go really bad if you don't turn around.
Sir, why am I being detained?
You are.
Why am I being detained?
I'm asking you. You're vandalism this building right
And
now.
I took it down like you asked.
Turn around.
Did you not? You see everybody...
Turn around. You're detained.
Why are you trying to detain me? For what?
You're detained.
Then
Now, I will say this might be petty. However, the brother, we got to look at the way we act towards. We got to treat cops the way we treat thugs in a bad neighborhood. Like if he had gone to a neighborhood, a Blackistanian neighborhood down there in Miami area, and been putting out flyers, and the local homeboys have rolled up and been like, hey man, can't put that flyer right there. Would he have said, man, you getting out your car, man? Unless he was strapped and ready to shoot. And ready to die too. You know, oh, my bad, and took it down and walked off and got ghost. You never seen him again. We act like we don't have no control over our actions. Like we just wild, untamed beings all the time. We unhinged, uninhibited. When really that's not the truth. They know how to be inhibited. When the element rolls around, and this guy seems like a nice guy. I'm not trying to say, you know, he's a sucker or a square or anything like that, but he seems like a nice guy. And the fact that I gotta make that amendment, I gotta differentiate the two, tells you a lot. But he seems like a decent guy, reasonable. Still, he still gave the cop attitude, and that set it off on a bad note. And then the cop asked him for his ID, and then you don't have an ID. Because another thing is, it's never cool to be on camera just submitting to handcuffs or just submitting to the officer's arrest. You got to be bucking and you got to show people. It's kind of like in Blackistan, you know this. If there's a fight and two guys are fighting and one guy gets the advantage, you can break that fight up. Like, all right, he had enough. Let somebody be recording. That other guy who finally got the advantage and the other guy just kind of giving up or whatever, that guy's going to try to kill him. He's going to keep kicking him, keep jumping on his head. He might even climb a fence, jump on the WWF type stuff. Because when we see cameras, we show off. So there's a lot of things at play here when you see this stuff go on in the stand.
But Nava wasn't satisfied, and the encounter quickly escalated.
I'm asking you to stay away. You have an ID on you? Can I see your ID?
I don't have my ID.
Okay, you can't go yet. Come here. Where are you going?
Whoa.
You're about to be detained. For vandalism.
For vandalism?
After a lot of back and forth, Nava puts Kinchelo in handcuffs.
It's gonna go really bad if you don't turn around.
Sir, why am I being detained?
You are.
Why am I being detained?
I'm asking you. You're vandalism this building right
And
now.
I took it down like you asked.
Turn around.
Did you not? You see everybody...
Turn around. You're detained.
Why are you trying to detain me? For what?
Then Nava leads Kinchelo to a police car.
What's happening?
He then goes back inside to tell a store employee what happened, but even she says she didn't mind what the artist was doing.
No worries, it has nothing to do with me. I was just saying, like, it's fine. I saw everything happen. They were just like,
I could charge him with vandalism, but you're okay putting stuff on your property, that's fine. It won't be charged for vandalism.
that's unnecessary.
So now that the cops here and the situation has gotten out of control, I'm sure had the cop rolled up and said, hey man, you got to take that stuff down, he'd be like, oh, all right, I'm going, all right, peace. And the cop left it at that. This woman would have been like, thank you so much. But because the situation got out of hand and it went farther than anybody, it should have never gone this far. Like, this guy could have died over this. Like, had he kept pushing, like the cop could have restrained him, he could have had a heart attack, he could have put him in a chokehold. Anything could have happened that it could have escalated and gotten that spiraled out of control. And I'm sure this woman's like, oh my God, like, I didn't want all that. Like, no, it's fine. Like, I just wanted him to stop. I didn't want, like, you're arresting him, and then she's thinking, like, oh, this is racism, and it's because he's black, and if he was white, or, well, she's not even white, but if he was, you know, whatever she is, it wouldn't have went that far if he was whatever you were, because you wouldn't have did all that. And if you would have, it would have went that far. And you can't tell me that if a cop roll up and ask a white man to stop doing something, and the white man just ignore him and keep doing it and mocks the officer for getting out of his car, that the officer's going to say, all right, buddy, good day. Like, I just don't believe that. And like you, I don't see a lot of interactions with white people and cops because I don't live in a predominantly white area. So we both, on both sides of the issue, we don't see these interactions between white people and cops. The ones who think that white people have it so easy with cops, they never see interactions between white people and cops. And me, who thinks that there's probably relatively no difference. Actually, black people probably have more leeway with cops. But I wouldn't know that for a fact because I don't see a lot of interactions with white people and cops. The media doesn't show us them. So I'm sure this woman is probably like, oh my God, like, I didn't want all of that.
He then goes back inside to tell a store employee what happened, but even she says she didn't mind what the artist was doing.
No worries, it has nothing to do with me. I was just saying, like, it's fine. I saw everything happen. They were just like,
I could charge him with vandalism, but you're okay putting stuff on your property, that's fine. It won't be charged for vandalism.
that's unnecessary.
She actually came out and said, hey, I said it was fine. You know, so she said it was fine, and, you know, they still continued.
So in the end, Kinchelo wasn't even charged with vandalism. He was charged with a felony for resisting and also obstruction. Both of those charges were dropped. He does face a misdemeanor charge for resisting without violence that he is still fighting today. Again, at 5:30, the civilian investigative panel, they will be deciding whether or not Officer Nava was using improper procedure or excessive force. We will let you know what happens.
No. Okay. So why is it so hard to...
We took it down. We going out our way. All we do is put up flyers. Trying to put up flyers. That's it.
You're trying to walk away from me.
I don't have my ID.
Why don't you have your ID?
Why do I need it? I'm putting up flyers.
Okay, what's your name?
I would ask for yours, but I got it right here.
Exactly. You know what name I give you?
I don't need your name, Vladimir.
No, I just need your name. Don't need it.
You don't need my name, bro? Come on, we out of here.
Not out of here.
Yes, I am. For what? What did you take for? Hold on. For what? For what? For what? Bro, I'm gonna stop that. Stop that. Ain't no issue, bro. Bro, don't put your hands on me. Being detained for what? Being detained for what? What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? I would like for you to take your hands off me. Your camera's not on. Turn on your camera, then put your hands on me. Turn on your camera, then put your hands on me. You gonna bring me around, right?
Listen, you're detained for now. You're being very aggressive. Turn around.
I'm not. You're being aggressive. What are you talking about? What am I being detained for?
I asked you a simple question.
And I answered it. What am I being detained for? What am I being detained? What am I being detained for?
You're detained. You're very, very aggressive right now.
You're being. You have your hands on me. I'm not putting. Sir.
It's gonna go really bad if you don't turn around.
Sir. Why am I being detained?
You are.
Why am I being detained?
I'm asking you. You're vandalism in this building right
And
now.
I took it down like you asked. Did you not? You see everybody.
Turn around. You're detained.
Why are you trying to detain me? For what?
Come on.
Look, I can turn around myself. Stop. What are you doing?
You're being very aggressive, sir.
Being aggressive for what? Do you see this? Do you see this? For flyers. For flyers. Do you see all these flyers? Do you see all these flyers? For what? For what? For what? What am I being detained for? And you still haven't let me know. And you still haven't let me know.
You put in signs you're going to private property.
And I took it down like you asked.
Okay.
So why am I being detained? Why am I in handcuffs?
He's being detained because my flyer's right there.
I don't have my ID. You want to check my pockets?
Go down to the unit, Miami.
So what about all the other flyers that are on this building?
Yeah, what about 3 points? What about everybody else that's putting up flyers? Why am I the only one? Why am I being targeted?
I saw
Because
you.
of my melanin?
No, I saw you putting a flyer up.
Okay, so go ask for their information and detain whoever puts up their flyers.
No. I'm dealing with you right now.
You're dealing with me for what?
I'm dealing with you right now.
Why?
I'm dealing with you right now.
What if she would have put it up?
I'm dealing with you right now. Come over here.
Why am I being detained for what?
I gotta send somebody back to the car for now. You're detained for now.
Back in the car for what?
What's happening?
For putting up flyers?
He just put up a flyer. What do you?
You want to detain me for putting up flyers?
Wait, you didn't even tell him his rights.
Hey, you recorded February 28th.
Sorry, sir. You
Excuse me, I need some space, right?
You didn't.
Sit down.
Hey, she works here and she said it's fine.
Okay, that's fine.
So what's the issue?
Understand that. I asked him for a simple question. I need everybody to step back up, okay? I didn't ask you to done anything.
He asked me to take it down, so I took it down. He asked me for my ID. I don't have it.
And the lady that works here said it's okay. I'm his girlfriend.
I understand. Just stand right there for a second.
He's trying to be so macho. Like, I don't understand.
Stand back, please. Hold your face.
Miami cop cited by oversight board over bust of local rapper for posting flyers in Wynwood. So members of the board said they hadn't gathered enough facts to cite Nava with excessive force, but did determine that the officer used improper procedure by citing Kinchelo with criminal mischief and by not turning on the microphone on his body-worn camera during the hour that it took to book Kinchelo into jail. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I don't think the guy used excessive force. Put your hands behind your back. Anything other than putting your hands behind your back means you want to fight. So, there's no excessive force when I'm detaining you and you're not cooperating. So, I think the Citizen Review Board did excellent on that charge. Then on by citing Kinchelo with criminal mischief, yeah, I mean, maybe that was excessive. I mean, I don't think the guy was being criminal by posting up flyers. Or mischievous. I think he was out there trying to promote his concert. And then on the officer by not turning on their body cam, I think the body cam helps officers. I don't think it helps Sun people. It hurts Sun people. When people see like, wow, why is he acting like that? Like 99% of the time, the body cam hurts the son person and helps the officer's claim, because everybody's like, Jesus, you had to deal with all that. So I think the body cam should be fully operational. The microphone and the lens should be on at all times during an arrest. And sometimes you forget. I mean, you're in the heat of a battle. You're locked up with this guy. You're thinking you're just going to tell him that he can't put flyers there and that's going to be it. Then you roll up and the guy's giving you attitude and popping slick with you, and it's like, then things escalate and you might forget to turn it on, but still he's liable. He as the officer, that's his job. He has to have his microphone on. And I don't have a problem with him being cited for that. I don't have a problem with the officer being cited for the two things he was cited for. I think they're fair.